Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Speedgaming 2. Today we've got another race here. We've got another race stream of the Speedgaming Live 2025 online tournament here. We ourselves the Creative Time Randomizer tournament. Qualifier number 2 out of 12. I'm starring with me on commentary today is Out of This World Burrito. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Really excited for Qualifier 2. The first one yesterday was very exciting, so I'm looking forward to this one.
Yep, should be a good match here. For those who aren't familiar, SGL Speedgaming Live is Speedgaming's annual event for comprising both an online event and an in-person event. The in-person event will be from August 23rd through 26th in Herndon, Virginia, and we've also got a series of online tournaments leading up to it. OOTR has been a fixture of the event since the very first year, all the way back in 2019. And we have, for the online tournament this year, we have qualifiers groups into brackets. Top 32 seeds from qualifiers will move on to groups, and then the top 16 from that will go to brackets. This is qualifier number 2. Our first one was last night, so we'll see how this one goes. For those not familiar with that Creative Time Randomizer, it is a Zelda randomizer, so all of the chests are shuffled. The gifts NPCs give you for minigames and things like that are shuffled. The medallions and stones are shuffled amongst each other. And to beat the game, we need to collect the 3 spiritual stones to open the Rainbow Bridge to Gan's Castle. And we'll need a Shadow and Spirit medallion so that she can give us the Gan's Castle boss key on the Light Arrow cutscene. We do start with the Forest Medallion, and the Light Medallion dungeon is pre-completed. We start with the Light Medallion, and whatever dungeon that's assigned to, we won't need to touch it.
Nope. And with us today, we have E-Cola and Cola. Don't get them twisted, but it is soda for breakfast this morning, or I guess lunch, depending on your time zone, or even dinner. Both of these are very experienced runners, have prior had great performance in tournaments, and I believe they're both familiar with the SGL format, so we should see
absolutely.
We should see some top quality performance from both of these runners.
Absolutely. Cola, I know has been a finalist at least once, and E-Cola has been a finalist in a lot of different things over the years. Although I can't quite say specifically for SGL. I've been in so many different editions of so many different tournaments. It all blurs together after a point, I'm afraid.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, they both between them have thousands of matches. I mean, Cola alone almost has like 2,000 standard or something. They both play a lot of Ocarina of Time Randomizer.
Yeah, Cola, checking his race time history, 897 OTR races, and that does not. And Cola's been around since all the way back when we were on SRL. So that 897 is not a complete count.
No,
and the E-Cola is almost 1,400. So very, very experienced runners, and we should be going here shortly. Should be fun. Chad, I know this could there's people among you who haven't really seen randomized before. If you have questions, feel free to ask. We know that they can get a little confusing, but we'll be happy to help.
Yep, but it looks like we're going to get started. We do start at Temple of Time as Adult every time, and we're starting with Requiem, which it looks like E-Cola is going to play immediately, while Cola's heading out to look at these Gossip Stones to start getting hints, as that will help us decipher the sea, which Zora's Domain's foolish, Fire Temples are one foolish, Goron City is foolish, and Hyrule Castle is foolish. That last one's not too handy. Or was that Hyrule Field?
Zora's Fountain.
Oh, okay.
Fountain, Fire, Goron City, and Hyrule Castle. Foolish is...
Pretty good hints overall.
Yep. Always handy here. Goron City especially is super nice because of the number of checks in there.
Yeah, being out of the way. Wow. Well, we already have 2 very good warp songs.
Yep. Skull Mask is dead, and I have absolutely no idea what's on the Colossus Arch.
No, me neither.
Chad's gonna help us.
Yeah. E-Cola following this Nocturne Randa Kakariko is going to do Adult Cac while checking this hint.
Skull Kid's a Mirror Shield. Okay, well, we are probably going to pick that up.
Yeah, Mirror Shield's very important for clearing Spirit Temple. And we do need a lot of dungeon rewards.
Hyrule Castle and Gan's Castle are distinct areas in the game. they are, and Gan's Castle is separate from outside Gan's Castle as well. Bow in the Shield Grave. The Hyrule Castle area comprises in the fairy, the skull on the tree, the weird egg given by Malin if that's shuffled, which it can be, and the skull if it's shuffled. It also includes the grotto locked behind Song of Storms, and there is the song that is Zelda's Letter in the vanilla game. Also Zelda's Letter itself if that's shuffled, because that exists too in Randomizer. Ocarina of Time Randomizer has been around for about 7 years now. Came out in late 2018, I think. So the earliest version. So there's been a lot of settings developed for it over the years. We selected fairly straightforward settings since we run SGL in a limited time frame. But there are many different settings you can explore. There are things like entrance rando, pots, crates, scrubs, skulls, like I mentioned earlier. You can even shuffle the enemy souls, which is a very interesting one. All kinds of things. There's plenty to be had.
Mm-hmm. But what we always will have is a Dampe race, and he is going to troll both runners with at least one fireball. So they're going to be finishing around the same time here, right under 50. And there's a Zora's Tunic.
And Ecola is going to say, screw that. Going to save himself the 3 seconds it takes to pick it up.
For the purposes of Randomizer, Zora's Tunic is not too beneficial. It's logically required for one check in Water Temple. Other than that, we care more about the red shirt. Goron shirt's a little bit more useful.
Except Fire Temple's foolish, so maybe not that either.
Oh, for this seed, yeah.
But in general, that is correct. But yes, for the Hyrule Castle discussion earlier, the only item that is randomized that could have had anything in these settings is the Hyrule Castle Fairy. Hyrule Castle Flush means that there's nothing there. What is on 20 skills? I missed it.
I think 30 was a piece of heart. I didn't see 20.
20 is Iron Boots. Thank you. Oh dear.
Well, 20 skulls isn't bad, and both these runners can definitely route those in quickly.
Absolutely. We don't yet know what our medallion layout is. Nobody's checked that just yet, but even if water's non-required, we'll probably see them just pick up skulls on the way. Ooh, I'm choosing the windmill. Just in case it's useful.
A good note about bomb shoes, for those familiar, is that in these settings, they are not logically required. However, they may still appear in big chests during the seed. But that just basically means bomb shoes won't be checked for finding other items. Items typically locked behind explosives. Although
they will be very useful for that field of Morpha path.
Oh, yeah.
Which also tells us Morpha is a required water is a required dungeon. We're going to use Iron Boots. Alright, that's good info.
Mm-hmm. And then we just got a Pona song from Windmill, so we're in horse mode.
For some context for chat, we have hints in this game because OOTR is a very big game. It'd be very easy to get a bit lost without some assistance, and so foolish areas means that area has nothing that can logically be that is required to beat the game. Aside from Fire Temple, you may still nothing randomized can be required to beat the game. That's also so, but Fire Temple can still have a required medallion or stone, but there won't be anything else in there. We cannot have a vanilla hammer, for instance. Strength 1 on the adult shooting gallery. And Zora's Fountain does not include either Ice Cavern or Jabu. Dungeons are separate from their overworld area.
So that pack that Cole picked up of bomb shoes looks like it's only a 5er, so going to be using those very carefully, but using one here in the Re-Dead Grotto to check out a little bit further.
Yeah, and it is a small chest. We do have chest size matches and appearance matches contents on in these settings, so heart pieces and heart containers will appear in special pink-edged chests. Small keys and boss keys will appear in special the boss key textured chests. Oops, med check. I did not catch a screenshot in time. Oops. Look at another.
I think Water Temple was a stone.
I saw water, I think, and that was about it. Deku pre-completed. Thank you. Good to know. But yeah, so we'll see our runners skip the small brown chests because they're guaranteed to have nothing useful. And there's the heart chest I mentioned. Field Morpha. Oh yes, and as far as the path hints go, Hyrule Field is on the path to Morpha. Means that there is something in Hyrule Field. one of the grottos are possible, not the Sankra Mockery of Time, since water is a stone and locks that check, although that is a check in Hyrule Field. But Field is Path to Morpha, which means that there is something in Hyrule Field that the game thinks you need to beat the game. When we refer to logic, that means the randomizer algorithms inbuilt inbuilt checks to make sure that the game is always beatable. You cannot have a hammer on Fulvagia, for instance. That would break things.
So it looks like Ecol is going in here and going to start Dodongo's Cavern, which as adult you can clear out very quickly. Only with 4 bomb chews though, so it's probably going to be trying to avoid using those. That strength is going to be saving a lot of explosives those bomb flowers for a while. And Cola going Child, which the Child spawn is randomized, so when Cola checks that, we'll have to pay attention to see where he shows up.
And what do you need for a question from Chad about what we need for Morpha? We need irons in both hook shots. We likely need Zelda's Lullaby. We've got Dead Hand has a wallet today. And then various other things possible for Water Temple, depending on the plate. It can also be an item that locks irons or a hook shot, which could be any number of things. We know in this case that 20 skulls is a pair of our irons today, which we do need an item for. There's a number of things that could get us access to 20 skulls. A bottle would do it. Either hookshot could do it. Boomerang would do it. Bombs would do it too, for that matter, I think. So it's unlikely to get a path item just to get our iron boots, because there's several different ways to get to 20 skulls, but that path could just be something that locks our irons. Also, very well placed True Pack for Ecola.
Yeah, that's a 10-pack right there for Ecola, pushing him up to 14 shoes. Will likely be a little bit more open to using them in DC, as we could see that Ecola has not used a single shoe since entering, and using some good peaks.
Water Bosky chest is our Goron tunic, and that's a very path hook shot, speaking of things.
Yeah, so there's... Star just took the time to explain the path and how that works with Morpha, and there you go. That's most likely the path to Morpha, is that hookshot right there in the Market Grotto.
Yep. Each path can only point towards one specific item. There could be a second item in Hyrule Field that could be useful, but the hookshot is guaranteed to be path because you need both for Morpha.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one of the more interesting path hits, but it's required, so you're not going to complain.
Alright, so Cola's checking Lon Lon Ranch here. It's going to be doing Super Cuckos on Talon, and then talking to Malin, and then likely end with Silo and maybe warp out of there.
I think it might have been River Chest for the Goron Tunic. In either case, we don't need it.
Yeah. I saw the word river and Goron. That's all I got. Oh, there's magic in DC.
Cool. That's required. We need one of those to shoot light arrows at cannon, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Well, today it looks like Shadow Temple has Shadow Medallion, so we're definitely going to need to be getting into there to get our game's boss key requirement, which is Shadow and Spirit Medallion.
Oh yeah, thank you to our trackers for updating that since I missed it earlier. It looks like our stones are Water, Spirit, and Fire, and our record medallions are Shadow and DC.
Mm-hmm.
Jabu and Forest for Burning Cack today is not perhaps ideal.
Let's see what Malin has to teach us today. Bolero? Okay. That's very good for movement, but unfortunate that both Fire Temple and Goron City are junk. So we're just basically going to be using that to check Crater and maybe go down DMT or use as a shortcut into Goron City to Lost Woods if we have unfortunate time getting Minuet.
Mm-hmm. Question from Chad. Do you need Longshot to clear Shadow? No, generally. Longshot... Well, it's not Master Quest Shadow, for starters. Oh, Ecola taking a death to a fire keys in the back of DC. You don't really need Longshot Shadow Temple. You can backflip onto the chest for that one room with the invisible spikes if you're thinking of that. And we have a bow, so we don't need Longshot to get access to Bongo.
Alright, so unfortunate death for Ecola, who's heading back. And we'll just have to push that block again down, but then we'll go down and take care of Dodongo. And it looks like Child Spawn was Kokiri shop?
Yep.
So, you know, almost Link's house. He was just staying the night at the shop, you know, sleepovers. And we're going to see Kokiri sword chest.
And yeah, it's as Tophouse says, Skull Sanity is not on. We don't need Longshot for that for that one skull in Shadow Temple either.
Good point. Trying to use the nut here to detonate the bomb chute. Just slightly late there.
Thankfully got a pack in here, so it wasn't the biggest deal.
Yeah, when you only have 4 chews and you miss one of them, feels bad. But we'll likely still see E. Cola here use the bomb flowers to save those 10 chews, which is very smart, considering the seed yesterday. Bombs were pretty elusive, so we might have an elusive bomb bag seed as well today.
yeah. Bombs are generally in most seeds fairly early, but there are some exceptions. Yesterday we had an early nice slingshot in Mito's house. Yesterday we had an early hammer and early strength, and we just turns out we didn't need bombs for a whole lot of anything. So the bombs were in a really stupid spot. I had to go get out some logic documents to figure out if it was even possible for one of the bomb bags we found to be available in logic for its placement. Chickens is dead. Nice scent. That check is... It's only 3 chickens in these settings, but it is a bit infamous for being slow. If a dungeon is pre-completed, that means it's barren, yes. All of the checks in there are forced to be junk, things like bloopies and whatnot, and we start with a medallion from it.
So we absolutely will not see Deku today. Oh, more bomb shoes, nice.
Okay, we just... all the chews. We really don't need to worry about explosives today, I guess.
Ominous words.
For now, at least, until Bomb Chew Bowling is required. Bomb Chew Bowling is hardlocked behind having a bomb bag in Randomizer. I'm not even quite sure what the vanilla requirements are. I think it's something about having the Goron Ruby. But yeah, bowling would be a mess if that's required.
Yeah, no problem to anybody in chat. If you have any questions about what's going on, please feel free to ask. We're happy to answer questions about Ocarina of Time Randomizer. We know it might be some time since some people have seen this before, but also there's a lot of randomizer tournaments and formats change. You might be used to watching maybe glitched logic, where here it is glitchless, so some things will be a little bit different. I know some people are asking, why don't they just bomb hover up to that skull? It's like, well, they're not allowed to in this rule set.
Nope.
Bottle.
First bottle. And our second copy for Skull Kid Mirror Shield also. I'm wondering where Saria's song is. We don't need Mirror Shield anytime soon. It only unlocks 4 checks, and... well, there could be some interesting choices.
Yeah, Ecola decided to go child that immediately save and quit to check where the spawn was. It's going to start doing a very similar route that we saw Cola just take here in Kokiri. I'm not too concerned about Ecola missing that grotto. He'll likely get that on the way back to market, and not like he could use Hookshot as child anyways.
Exactly. Bottle is Bugs for Skulls and Blue Fire are the main ones. Yes, that is correct. That gives us that's our access to. Well, we already had access to 20 skulls. Well, Hookshot would give us access to 20 skulls, except for technically we don't have a bomb bag or hammer to put it in logic yet. So Bottle is right now our logical 20 skulls, I think.
Bottle also lets you get the
puts 20 in by itself, although it's close.
Yeah, Bottle also lets you get the big Poe check as adult, since we do have Boa and Horse, so that's a lot.
Longshot!
There. Oh, there you go. There's Longshot, Sacred Forest Meadow. So both in grottos, just hanging out there, explosive locked.
Neither Hookshot is Hookshot locked, so that is logical Longshot path to Morpha. Path hints: when you have multiple copies of an item that each have so there's items are progressive in OTR. So the first hookshot you find will always be hookshot, and the second you find will always be longshot. Ecola will probably get his first hookshot actually from Wolfo's Grotto, and second from Field, and it will be Vanilla. Is that Vanilla Saria's there?
That was Sunsong.
Sunsong, sorry. Dead End is a Sora scale in the valley. But yeah, so Ecola will likely get his first hookshot out of SFM and second hookshot from field. First bow is always going to be the 30 arrows, second bow 40, and so on. SFM path to Morpha, thank you!
We're seeing the power of hints here, but Graveyard's path to Twin Rova, which we did find a bow there.
That's a possibility, yeah. Could also be
something else.
We already have Requiem, so it's not that, but yeah. But bow's a possibility. Zora 2 makes it not 0 chances of it. No, Graveyard, you need ZL for the song in Graveyard. Also, ZL can't be path.
Sorry, I'm thinking about unloading the gravestone already.
Nope, not that.
Not allowed.
Nope.
So Ecola wanted to make me look silly. Instead of doing the rest of Child Path like Cola did, Ecola's like, I'm just going to go do Child, pushing dungeons. Ecola does know that Spirit is required, so this is getting more checks as well as getting some required dungeon action out of the way.
Okay, looks like there was one key on Child side and one on Child climb. We've been referring to logic on the regular here. Logic includes keys to make sure you can't lock yourself out permanently, which in the case of Spirit Temple, because you can access it as both child and adult, gets really, really, really complicated. Yep. Bronze Tunic is still there in the river chest. And chat pointing out Sarius might just be in the graveyard before the Mirror Shield, which would make sense.
Yeah, so we have Ecola going up to the Sunblock room while Cola is finishing up with these South Harrowfield Grotto checks. And it looks like Cola might just go straight into Lake from here after checking this bombable grotto. Grotto.
He hasn't seen the Valley. He saw the Valley duel, so he might grab the scale as well to route into Domain River after. Since he'd be able to grab that, he'd be able to route to Valley,
yep.
Grab the scale. Yep, that's where he's going. Do Lake, and then go into Domain River, which will be a really, really nice route for Cola.
Yeah, there was a lot of discussion during Qualifier 1 yesterday about Valley Lake play being very strong in that seed, and this seed might also be the same.
Yeah. Grotto Valley is what is available from the very start. You don't need any items. You just need to walk on over and grab the chicken for these two checks here, the heart piece in the crate and the freestanding heart piece in the waterfall. And they can be a little they can be a bit infamous since they are kind of out of the way. It's not exactly the fastest thing to get here, but because they are available with no items, they can have anything, and they can absolutely bite people in the big chest for Ecola gives us a claim check. Okay.
For context in this setting, the Big Goron trade quest line only has claim check in it. There's no hint for Big Goron though, so if you want to find out what's on Big Goron, you got to take that check up there to top of Death Mountain Trail.
Nobody's been there yet, so that'll just get turned in with the rest of DMT, DMC.
Yep.
And Cola, you knew that was a bloopy.
Cole's just making sure, covering his bases. Ecola finally reading the hints or double checking those hints.
Yeah, he never walked out of Temple of Time. He always warped out, so that's his first time seeing it.
Hmm. And there's our first scale. As we knew from the hint, and yep, Cola's going to head downriver into Lake Hylia after checking this hint.
And outside Ganon's castle is dead as well. That is a fairly infamous check. You need all 3 strength upgrades. It's it could be a real headache if that one is required, but not today.
No. It's one of 3 instances where strength 3 comes into play. There's still the inside of Ganon's castle for strength 3, but we'll pretend not to worry about that for now.
It'll be a while before we get into Ganon, since we need to beat Spirit Temple and Fire Temple for it.
Yeah, Spirit Temple has a lot of logically required items to finish it, so that puts Ganon's Castle quite late.
Din's on HBA.
Good thing we got bow and horse already.
Good hint. And Shadow Trial 2 is dead. Nicola is just getting the hint and then getting how to get thrown back out.
And
Yeah, we've got some really good hints today.
We do. They're actually all fairly useful.
Well, our double path for hookshots is not great, but aside from that...
I mean, I'll take it. All the foolishes were pretty handy. It's not like we got Haunted Wastelands foolish. It's like, one check. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. True, we did have that, yes.
Also, getting Foolish Fire Temple is really
20 skulls
great.
too hard? Oh, for sure. Not gonna rush 20 skulls too hard. We have suns, so we've got a hookshot, we've got bottles. We can just pretty much pick up skulls as we go. I won't be surprised if Kola just picks up a bug bottle here while he's in Lake, but it's not an urgent thing anyway.
Both of these runners will likely lean on just doing dungeons and picking skulls up while they're in the dungeons and just getting them as they go, and then using Night Kakariko to clean up whatever they need.
Speaking of night, Ecola's really close. I'm not sure Ecola's got enough time of day for Ranch.
No. What is Cola just grabbing? I couldn't even tell. Oh, fire. Cool.
Okay, French Vanilla. What does Din's lock other than the Shadow Temple entry? That's it in this case, since we already have fire arrows and a bow, so we can light up torches with either item. But in general, Din's lets you light up torches, and in very rare, very stupid edge cases, light up bomb flowers. Which actually was relevant logically yesterday.
The rare bomb flower strats. Oh.
I missed the hint for Cola.
Colossus to Bongo Bongo.
For Nocturne. Well, thanks.
Yeah. So we know light arrows now is in a Hierophil Tektite Grotto. So our runners can go grab that whenever they want. If for some reason they weren't able to find lights on the way, though, Ganondorf still tells us where he keeps the light arrows. So we can always go up, ask Ganondorf where they are politely, and go out and get them, but I don't think that would be necessary today.
And that is correct that fire sources can lock the some map and some block chests in Spirit Temple. Because you can't always get there with the stick. Yesterday, actually, the sunblock room was logically fire locked because it was your first bomb bag. So they had some choose, but from the logic's perspective, you could not climb there as child. You needed your first bomb bag you needed a fire source to go there as adult to light up the torches to get your only available bomb bag of that seed. It was very silly. Chad as well. Chad, due to a bit more nuanced bit of how the programming for hints works, because Shadow is required for the Gan's Castle boss key, and we don't need it for the Rainbow Bridge. The fact that Nocturne is hinted on the path to the boss key means that it cannot lock anything for the Rainbow Bridge, so there will be nothing in Shadow Temple that locks our stones. Which may or may not be very useful information. Kind of depends where Hover Boots went.
Mm-hmm. So Cole's gonna warp to Graveyard here and put that Sunsong to use to check the Sunsong chest in here, and then Cola has maintained time of day for Dampe, so we'll do some Dampe digging as well. Lens is not logical for Shadow Temple. The Lens of Truth, I think, is only required for Treasure Chest minigame in these settings, or is it also required for Crossing?
Treasure Chest game in Wasteland.
Okay. We love we love Wasteland here. It's a great stroll in the desert. Exfoliates your skin. Only doing night market here. We're going to see what's on Richard.
Ecola took a look at Fires and decided, wait, no, I know where Dens is, I can access it, and I've got magic. Screw that.
Yeah. There's a lot of skilled runners doing this qualifier today, and just the qualifiers in general for SGL. So they want to save every second they can here. So that's why Ecola sell the Zora tunics. Like, I don't need that, I'm leaving it. I don't need fire arrows, I'm leaving it. Cola playing a little bit safer and picking up those items on the way.
We have had legitimate, honest to goodness, go do a frame count ties before, so. So yes, definitely can matter. Not so much in qualifiers where you use the average. It's in where your points in the qualifier is based on your time relative to the top 4 or 5 finishers, depending on the number of entrants. Today, since it's a large qual, it'll be the top 5 that sets the par time. It's average time and not placement, so you won't lose points by being 5 seconds behind the person ahead of you. But it definitely can matter in brackets.
So Colo just pulled Zelda's Lullaby there from Bolero. Another powerful song that'll open up a lot of checks for us today. And it looks like Cola is going to climb up here and check the top of Crater.
Yep, ZL is always important to have. It is hard required in Shadow Temple for moving the boat. It's probably required for Spirit Temple to open some chests. And it's also likely required for... And it's also likely required in Water Temple to do Water Temple things.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that out of the bottle? Oh, that's Arudo's letter. And it does appear sideways to help us identify that, yes, that's Arudo's letter and not another bottle.
It used to be that it was upright, but that was changed a couple years ago because, as it turns out, it's really hard to tell them apart.
Mm-hmm. And we got a winner heart piece from Dampe. Dampe thinks we're a winner. Thanks, Dampe.
Yeah, bombs open up more checks generally, even though the ZL is still quite powerful.
Yeah. All right, we're going to see finally one of our great fairy fountains here as Ecol grabbing those knight skulls in Kakariko while he's there as child. It's going to get 5 of there. There's our strength 2. All right. Silver Gauntlet's great. Gets us into more spirit sooner rather than later.
Yep. Now, the question for Spirit Temple at this point is just, where is Saria's song?
Hmm.
Strength 1 is on Cack Archery. I'm looking at our hints, and we haven't found a path to Volvagia hint yet. The game does try to give us a path for every required dungeon. In the case of, again though, due to the path prioritization, we were not going to get a path to the King Dodongo today because DC is again Castle Boss Key dungeon and not a Rainbow Bridge dungeon, and we need Bombag to beat Spirit Temple and probably Fire Temple. So. And to get both hookshots, as it were. So, no path to King Dodongo, which is why we got 2 Morpha paths instead, because the game randomly picked one of the other 4 to give a second path to. We are missing a Wolf path, which would be really nice to find to see if we can get a hammer hint for where a hammer's gone to.
Yeah. Ecole is actually pushing these skulls a little bit more aggressively than I anticipated here, going for now Night Kokiri while he has time of day.
And yes, bombs are logical for DC. They are the only item that is logically required for DC. We do not need a slingshot as adult, and we do not need hover boots. Or a bow. and because there are 3 bomb bags in the game which are functionally identical, a bomb bag can only be directly path if it locks both other bomb bags. Because otherwise you could get any of the ones that is available.
This is a good time to reevaluate what we know, what we're looking for, what we're hoping to go do soon, as we are seeing E-Cola do Child Lost Woods, which we saw earlier with Cola, and Cola is now doing Dodongo's Cavern himself, which we also saw E-Cola do earlier. We know E-Cola is going to pull a nice big item out of here. There's that Mirror Shield hint that we saw. Yep, there's an empty bottle.
Well, yeah, so in terms of next plays, Adult Spirit is a consideration, and actually my thought is, in these runners' shoes, is I might go to Adult Spirit, clear what I can, and then reverse Wasteland off to GTG and grab Dins while you're there.
Mm-hmm. Do you really push Adult Spirit without first going and picking up Mirror Shield as Child, though? Because neither of these runners have been setting that up.
We still don't know where. Well, we still don't know where Sarius is. We probably do want to check. I'm taking a look at our list of song checks right now. You're going to want to check Composer Grave to see if that's there. Mm-hmm. As we haven't seen the Minuet song check, so definitely check both of those. As one of those is Sarius, then do put off Adult Spirit. But if you don't find Sarius song, then I would say, let's go check the rest of Adult Spirit. It's only a couple of checks in there behind Mirror Shield.
That's true.
Because if Sarius song is not available, then it might be useful just to go over that way. It also could be Ice Cavern for that Sarius true from chat.
Yeah, since we found Rudo's Letter just hanging out there in the crater. And then Cola's gonna pull magic here.
Equal is about to pick up Sunsong, which he's going to be happy to see for that 20 skulls.
Now, E-Cola does have scale at this point, which Cola didn't, so E-Cola might be going back to swim out from here.
Nobody's actually checked the river yet, which could be some useful information and checks. Swarvis River is another one of those somewhat infamous areas of the game. E-Cola probably rolling his eyes at that SFM Path to Morpha for the long shot he just got a minute ago. But River's one of those places where, as a child, you need a bomb bag or a scale to get in, but as an adult, you can go there with no items for the hints and for the open grotto. And logically, you're supposed to need child access or the hover boots to get the freestanding items, but both runners are quite capable of doing glitchless jumps to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Zora's River can be fun because there's some players like to go there very early at the start of a scene. Neither of these two did so, but it can be some very useful information.
Oh, absolutely. I'm getting requests here from chat. Oh, whoop whoop! We gotta get hype, everybody. We're seeing remote scrub here in Lost Woods. That's a whoop whoop for sure. And also King Dodongo on the screen. That's a whoop whoop for sure.
E-Cola decided to warp out of Lost Woods. He might be thinking to do River with Ice Cavern. Speaking of earlier discussion on that.
Oh yeah, potentially. Just go up River and then do a little sneaky sneak on inside.
Yep. And speaking of, E-Cola never did do Ranch because he doesn't have Bolero, come to think of it, so that'll make things a little bit trickier for routing. Not a big deal though, he has hookshot to get across the bridge in DMC.
Yeah, Cola getting skill check there by being an adult, throwing the explosive over King Dodongo's head. That could happen when you're a little early on it.
Zora's Fountain is not open as adult in these settings until you turn Rudo's Letter in. However, there is a glitchless jump to get over King Zora's head. We will probably see both runners do that.
Yeah. Going and turning in Letter right now would be a little bit slow. And so the runners would prefer just to jump over King Zora. King Zora is a terrible roadblock. There's a lot of ways around him, but the jump we're going to see earlier is the only allowed glitchless strat. Everything else is clipping.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a glitchless rule set for all functional purposes. We allow one singular clip in Shadow Temple in the pressure room because it's the alternative to a really, really, really stupid glitchless jump that no one wants to do ever. I think one person has pulled it off on a restream before, like way back in season 1, I want to say, very long time ago at this point. It's really stupid, so we allow people to do that one clip because technically you can get it glitchlessly, just no one wants to do so because it's stupid.
Right. So Qualifier checking what's on skulls, sees that it's iron boots and a piece of heart. It's going to keep that in mind. But Cola was still grabbing skulls as he goes, so not too bad. And then E-Cola here is reversing that wasteland without using lens, as we mentioned earlier, to go check Guro's Fortress, go do horseback archery, and maybe take a little dip into GTG, as that can be pretty check-rich. There are a lot of keys in there, but that still leaves a lot of checks open. And we're about to find out what's on Composer's Grave here, whether it's Saria's for that Skull Kid to Mirror Shield, or is there even any other song that could lead to that?
Minuet's relevant. Song of Storms or Song of Time could be something.
Yeah.
They have logical implications. We do have, and it could it might not lead to Mirror Shield. We still don't have a logical bomb bag.
That's true.
And you are logically required to have a bomb bag to beat Spirit Temple because you have to blow up that one Demos if absolutely nothing else. That was a point of conversation yesterday too, actually, speaking of stupid bomb bag logic from yesterday. And our song is Saria's song, so
okay. Nice and straightforward. And breaking walls and breaking the walls. This is a good time to point out that some of you may be familiar with a trick for early access to Shadow Temple using only fire arrows. That is not allowed in these settings. You need dins. There's no getting around the dins.
And yes, Cola is going to grab Mirror Shield and go straight to Battle Spirit. It is generally a good idea to go and beat your required dungeons if you can clear them, because you're doing it anyway, so you might as well do it. And look to see if there's anything useful in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, there's a reason why Cola has not set foot in Forest Temple, even though he could clear it from start to finish. It's not required and it's really slow, so... It's not required, it's really slow, and it's also very linear, so you can't just leave off in the middle and come back very well easily, so they're just not going to step foot in there until they have to.
Yeah, you can spend a lot of time backtracking in Ocarina of Time. You want to minimize that as much as possible, just like E-Cola got double defense there, so... E-Cola doesn't need it, but hey, sure, why not?
Where was that again? I forget.
Guru Fortress chest at the top.
Right. Yeah, it's currently not looking like Burning Cack will be required, given that the only songs are missing are Minuet and Serenade, which are both completely useless. Song of Time, also River Chest is hinted to be a Goron tunic we don't need, so probably don't need that. So probably don't need Song of Time unless our oh-so-lovely toilet's required again. That's about the only thing that Song of Time locks at this point, although we are missing a Frog's 2 hint. And then Song of Storms of Burning Cack would actually be kind of concerning because that does lock a lot of stuff.
Yeah. It locks Bottom of the Well, namely, but we also have a lot of grottos that tend to hide things in them with Song of Storms, so...
Just 2 grottos in these settings.
Yeah, but it feels like they're so big on the inside.
Scrub Sanity is where Storms really gets OP with grottos, because there's a lot of... There's quite a few Scrub grottos behind Song of Storms. And Grotto Entrance Render 2 will do that, because there's quite a few... There's even more Storms locked grottos than that, just in general, including some fairy fountains and whatnot.
Cola going for the treasure chest game. I love this play. You're already here, might as well do it. Let's just knock it out. You don't have to think about it. And, losing to something in treasure chest game when you were there and you could have done it and you just forgot about it feels bad. Don't want to feel bad.
First key in GTG. Slightly surprising it's this late in here.
Yeah. E-Cola doesn't have strength 2, so...
Because we had no keys in the lobby, or Stalfos, which is a little unusual. There are 9 keys in GTG, so usually there's something. Ooh, Hammer for Cola. Who,
like I said,
you don't really want it. It is, after all, Foolish Unrequired Fire. It's Foolish Fire, but you do need action because it is required fire. I can't read my own notes sheet.
yeah, we
Foolish
need to
Fire,
kill.
but we need it, so he's like, fine, picking it up. He's happy. He wants that.
Yeah, it opens up some checks. It opens up Chest and Valley and Great Fairy Fountain, for example, in the crater. So it's more checks.
Those hookshots are in Logic now, actually, as well. Because Hammer lets you open up most bombable grottos.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, all bombable grottos and a couple other things. Hammer isn't a 1-to-1 bomb bag replacement, but it's like a 60-70% replacement for bomb bag. There's a key on right side GTG here.
Yeah, I could see. I was thinking about it with Chad. I was like, yeah, I could see how that could be our logical first quote-unquote explosive, since we got magic before the bomb bag requirement in Dodongos, and we had strength early.
Yeah, we still need the real bomb bag logically for Shadow Spirit and DC, and also blowing up this Beamos for this key. But yeah, largely Hammer is does do like about 60-70% of the things that bomb bag can do. So
yeah, there's just a few walls that it doesn't want to break, and of course can't defeat Volvagia with only bombs. So
is that a big chest on right side, by the way?
Yeah, I think it was.
That's what I thought.
And Cole's got Mirror Shield.
Okay. This Spirit Temple key, this GTG key layout is atrocious, by the way.
Yeah, it's really backloading GTG.
I think like group has got to have at least 1 or 2 keys. That's not a helpful bottle.
No. That's a small Poe. Can't even turn it in.
Yeah.
You could drink it. It hurts you, but you can.
And that's it for GTG for now for E. Cola. He's going to play Sun Song and go grab his Dins. And then I expect he'll probably play Nocturne, go clear the first 2 checks of Shadow because he can, and hopefully climb DMT after that because he's got a lot of stuff to do up there.
Polo getting aggressive on these skulls. Using that bug bottle. Really wants to start pushing that 20 now that he knows Iron Boots is not.
Got Ganon's castle access. In fact, we're Hover Boots from No Mode as a restream.
Right.
Now that I think about it. Because we can beat Fire, we can beat Water, we can beat Spirit, and the only thing we need for Shadow is a pair of Hover Boots.
Yeah, that might be one of the reasons why Cole is getting aggressive about this, because with Iron Boots, he'll be able just to get in there and finish it right up.
And then, yeah, he's going to grab these quick skulls that are just right and easy on the path, and then, yeah, he's going to go beat dungeons and hope Hover Boots are on the way somewhere, basically. Very nice 1960 for Ecola.
Wow, what a show-off. Just find gold scale. I was thinking about it. I'm like, is Cola just going to wander into a gold scale on the way?
You don't want to take the risk, I don't think. Because, I mean, looking at the dungeons left to beat, Spirit doesn't really have that many skulls. You're hoping to be able to go mode Fire if the boss keys earlier.
Yeah.
And Water Temple skulls are in horrible spots, so you're not going to get a lot of skulls out of there anyway.
Nah. I think part of it is Cole's trying to prevent an extra age change here. And routing in all these gold Skulltulas that are child accessible so that when he goes adult, he can just stay adult to get Iron Boots and not have to go back.
Yeah. So yeah, sub-hour, we are a Hover Boots from No Mode. No Mode means in this what we call No Mode and Go Mode. Go Mode is when we have everything in our inventory needed to beat the game. No Mode is when we know where everything is to to beat the game. We're a little short on a pair of hovers right now. Technically, we don't have iron boots in our inventory, but both runners know where they are, so that's not a concern.
Yeah. We need new boots.
Yep.
E-Cola heading up Death Mountain Trail here. And Cole's finishing up the last skull for Shadowcack here.
Mm-hmm. Hover boots in Jabu would really... Yeah, Jabu would be a terrible place for hover boots. Forest Temple would be bad. Deep Fire, if the boss keys early, would also stink. There's a lot of possible really bad spots for these hover boots. Or this could be a jet seed. These settings in general tend to take between 1.5 hours to 2.5 hours for top runners. If it goes past 3 hours-ish, something's gotten really stupid with the seed.
Alright, so we're going to start seeing Cola do Child Spirit side, as we have yet to see Cola do this.
And off to Adult Goron City for Ecola, so he'll pick up his items in the area.
Yeah. We know Goron City's foolish, but there's quick Skulltulas like that one. And then we want to open up the door down here for movement purposes, so we're going to shoot Goron Link with the bomb. I'm going to back up Chew, get him. Aww. Goron Link's tricky sometimes. And E-Cola going for the hint while he waits for Goron Link to come back around.
Yep, he knows he's missing a path and that it's probably Volvagia, so finding out. Yep. Okay, hey, that's actually a really good hint for him. Perfect.
That is a great hint for E-Cola since he, yeah.
That hammer is now unmissable.
Also, chat called that one earlier. Like,
yep.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be market. Good job, chat.
Chat is suggesting all kinds of terrible ideas for it to be all dungeons for a Song of Time for frogs, which is possible. We haven't seen a frogs 2 hint.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, and a question from chat about water being a stone. Many Ocarina of OTR tournaments have these 6 medallions as the win condition to beat the game. These settings, you need 3. In these settings, it's different. You need 3 rainbow stone. There are 3 spiritual stones to open the rainbow bridge, and the Shadow and Spirit medallions for the Gans Castle boss key. That's why we really needed that mirror shield. We really actually want that hammer, and we don't really care about where our boomerang is.
We don't care about boomerang where it is for this seed until we do. We still need to figure out where hover boots are. It could be something nasty. But with Cola pulling that key from Spirit Child side, puts on that mirror shield, it's going to go in and is going to do all of Spirit here.
Yep, as mentioned earlier, if you have required dungeons you can beat, you might as well go do them. Ecola taking a really long stare at the item on the crater. I have no idea what it is. It's not hover boots, though, that much is sure. Cola didn't plant a bean for the item on the crater, whatever it is, so I assume it's not required.
No. And then Ecola just peeked the freestanding piece there, so he knows it's Ruto's letter, but he's going to go in this grotto first to check it and reset his fire timer.
By the way, hint tip, because I've seen someone do this, don't peek the item, mark it on your tracker, and then forget to actually physically pick it up.
Oh yeah, no, don't do that.
I have seen someone lose a race because of it. Felt bad.
Oh, looks like
there's iron for Cola, which actually I forgot we still needed iron. Wait, I thought irons were on 20 skulls.
What is on 20 skulls? Did we miss
Chat, can you come help? Unless hover boots are the thing on 20 skulls?
It might be hovers. We are stupid. People just saw 20 boots, so I was like, oh, it's gotta be irons.
I didn't see the hint either time for either runner, so I was trusting chat on this one.
It's okay.
Alright, well, if that's the case, we are just in no mode. Someone in chat, please double check the video, though, just to be sure, because now I'm feeling because now I'm a little like,
Well, tell the runners to slow down so we can read.
That would also help. It does happen. Hints are hard to read, and the runners are really fast about it, so... Because runners just have their screen to focus on. We've got 2 screens and chat to look at, which is a lot harder.
Yeah, so E. Cola skipped through his letter earlier. So either he peeked it and thought it was just a bottle, or he has already figured out that, you know, I don't think I need that.
He's hoping he doesn't need it, because it's... Because he can KZ skip for ice, and he really doesn't want to do Jabu ever, essentially.
No one ever wants to do Jabu.
I mean, not that it's a big time sink, it's only like 15-20 seconds maybe to pick it up, but hey, it's more than 0.
Yeah, but there's barely any checks. It feels bad.
So yeah, if hovers are on 20, we're just in no mode as a race stream sub-hour, which is really nice, and Cola's gonna beat dungeons, grab the Ganon hint, and, yeah, this is... we've got a lot of seed left to go, don't get me wrong.
Oh, absolutely. There's still a lot of execution-heavy stuff to do, too, and we don't know where the Fire Temple boss key is. They might need to climb fire, for all we know.
Yeah. Yep, yeah. Okay, check confirming 20 is hover boots. Thank you. 16 skulls for Koa. So yeah, we've got a ways to go yet, don't get me wrong. We've got to finish Spirit, beat Water, beat Fire. Those 2 can be very short or very long, depending on where the boss keys are. We'll find out. And then Shadow Temple is a 15-minute slog no matter what, basically, so...
Mm-hmm.
Fenris lights are in Tectite Grotto, so we don't care, which...
Yeah, the only curveball, I guess, would be... Bomb Bag? We still need Bomb Bag to get into Shadow, to get through Shadow.
We've got enough chews. Kola has 12 chews, and he knows where everything he needs is, so he doesn't care.
Oh, okay.
I'm curious for the sake of curiosity's, so just for curiosity's sake, where our logical bomb bag's gone to, but our runners are not going to care all that much.
No.
Yeah, this is going to... I think I can safely say this will sub 2.
Those iron boots are actually really convenient then, because then they don't have to worry about gold scale for lights. Just, oh, okay. Go grab it. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay, big chest. Not that we need this for anything at all, but more chews! Speaking of our exclusives, that's our 20-pack too.
Cool. Alright, so, Cola's, even if Cola wastes some chews, he's got plenty.
Yeah, we do not have an exclusive problem. We do not have a big pose hit, and we really don't care.
Yeah, so far these qualifiers are pretty allergic to bomb bags, but they're liberal with the chews.
Extremely liberal. But yeah, this will be a sub 2 seed. I'm fairly sure Kola can beat Fire or Water, the End of Spirit, and Shadow Temple in the next hour.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if Boss Key and Fire is all the way at the top, both these runners can get up there very fast.
Yep. Yeah, Shadow's about 12 to 15 minutes. Fire and Water is anywhere from 5 to 15 each, admittedly. And then End of Spirit's going to be like another 5 minutes or so. There's another bow, which is entirely irrelevant to anything.
If anyone ever finds their last bow in a seed on Big Pose and it was unhinted, I'm going to qualify that. I will say it's Poe mode. We'll call it Poe mode.
Song of Time for E. Cola on Minia, and oh no, E. Cola. Oh, this is
Kokiri Sword.
Ouch. Kokiri Sword is funny for Cola. I'm more concerned about E.
for the skulls.
That would be fine, because the courtyards admittedly are a bunch of really fast skulls.
Yeah, the front part of Spirit here is really fast. You get a skull in here, you get a skull in the elevator room, and then you get a skull in courtyard. And he could get the second one. No, he's just here.
Or one skull and done. All right, that works too.
Yeah.
I was going to say, please do not dig this place. You have other things to do. Like, even if nothing else, E. Cola is going to be on Asaria's hunt, which he's about to get right now. So he's going to go do. He will shortly be on the same. He'll get Saria's. He'll go child, grab Mirror Shield, and grab the hammer while he's a child too, and then he'll just be in a beat dungeon mode, same as Cola, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know that, but he's going to find Iron Boots and Spirit Temple in like 10 minutes, and that'll be confirmed. Okay, yep, alrighty.
Yeah.
Hit the gas pedal, we're going.
So chat's made a good point. Cola actually hasn't gone and checked Tectite Grotto. So while Cola knows Lights is in there, Cola does not. I believe Cola is just gonna go through all the dungeons and then probably go up to Ganondorf and get the hint for that one.
Yep.
I don't think Cola is gonna be going and checking Hyrule Field.
Cola, that's an enormous detour for what, as far as he knows, might as well be a bloopy, so no.
Yeah.
They're sorry for E. Cola, which is... It's funny to say this, but that's basically go mood for E. Cola. Because the rest of his items are unmissable at this point in time.
Cola's still doing a great job of cleaning out Spirit here.
So that will benefit Eco a little bit. He's a little behind at the moment because he's been doing some other checks that Cola's skipped, and not having time of day for Bolero's kind of hurt him with routing. But at the same time, Ecola will be able to catch up in a bit of time later with knowing where lights are, being able to skip some checks. And he'll be a little faster to 20 skulls here.
Cola is still going to have to go out and go to Gerudo Fortress and pick up Dins, but he's going to be skipping GTG, so that'll save him some time out there.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I think it's a close race here between our two runners. I couldn't tell you who's ahead at the moment for sure, but it's close. And there's Hovers for Ecola. He is... Oh, look, he's going to go beat Shadow Temple while he's here. That's fine. No, it's not really going to get any faster, whether he does it now or in 10 minutes after going Child, so he might as well.
Yeah. Cola didn't have the option of doing it first, since he hasn't gone and picked up Dins yet. So it doesn't really matter. At least we are seeing two different dungeons for now. Cola is going into Twin Rover here, and Cola will not spend too much time here. Hopefully he gets a good first phase, as the witches like to troll sometimes.
Ecola will be opening big chests in Shadow because he knows where his Mirror Shield is, but he does not know where Iron's or Gold Scale is. So he knows his hammer is going to be in Market, but he also doesn't know for sure that his hammer isn't on bowling, is his concern, probably.
Oh, yeah.
We know it's on Lens Game, but for all he knows it's on bowling, which is a 50% chance, I think, because his remaining checks in Market are bowling, treasure chest game, and pose, so... but we know that it's not going to really make a huge difference.
Yeah, Ecola is tight on shoes right now. If Ecola did make a play for Spirit sooner, could reload on explosives, but he doesn't know that right now, and right now it looks like going in Shadow. Shadow's a very dense place for checks, so he could also just be thinking, oh, I hope I stumble across Scale or Boots here.
And he only needs one shoe for Shadow anyway, so...
Yeah.
In fact, just counting things, he needs one shoe for Shadow, two for Spirit. He needs one explosive for Shadow, two for Spirit, one for the Beamos, one for the Mirror Room. That's 3, and then he wants to save one for Fire Temple, probably. So he's hoping that that's enough. It's possible to actually not have enough, depending on Fire Key layout, but he'll be fine, given that we know that there's that Spirit Temple Chew Pack, which will be guaranteed 100%, or if we've got no problems left.
Yeah, more explosives would be nice for a faster Volvagia. We're going to likely see Cola using shoes there.
It'd be nice, but it's not going to be a killer if we don't have it.
No.
If nothing else, they have bottles for fairies. Oh yeah, true. Possibly two choose for Shadow for the pre-wind tunnel. There's that one chest under some rubble. Nice robo fight for Cola.
Yeah, that was a good robo fight. Kind phase
happy
1.
1 hour, everyone.
Wow. 1 hour already. Cola does not want the piece of heart from Twinrova. He's got enough hearts. He's fine. Chat's asking which dungeon were we most afraid of as a child. Hilariously, Forest Temple for me. I had no problem with Bottom of the Well or Shadow. It was Forest Temple. I think it's the music, but now I like the music, so everything comes around. I think Job is a reasonable answer too.
Yeah. I found OT as an adult, so I can't comment.
Oh, fair. Equal showing us how to quickly do this room with some good bow. And I'm going to get a key out of here, and then we're going to kick open that invisible chest. 2 keys. And Cola is going to reverse Wasteland, as that is the fastest way to get over to Grua's Fortress from where he currently is. It's also just fast in general. Epona's a fast horse, but calling Epona, getting on Epona, getting Epona to get to where you need to go is actually kind of slow. I'll try to do a nice little swaggy shoot there with the fire up mist. Gold not wanting to leave this behind, being very thorough, making sure there's nothing on torches, and there's the Shadow Boss key in the Falling Spikes room.
Yep.
So Shadow Temple being very generous with the keys so far. Oh,
Big chest for Ecola. And BGS, hey, nice quality of life.
yeah, that'll make some things a little faster. Pretty late in the seed for it to save too much time, but Big Gornslayer is nice.
I mean, it's on the way, so can't complain too much about that.
No. So this is the room that we were talking about earlier, where the normal base game wants you to have a long shot to get out of this room with the invisible spikes. But with the chest that spawns in the room is just tall enough to where you can backflip onto it and use a hook shot to reach the pad on the ceiling above that raised platform. So that's when we say, yeah, it's not logically required to have a long shot in here. Like, really, you could do the hook shot, but the game wants to think you need long shot. And then Ecola is going to climb all the way up here and use these... defeat these keys, because he got trolled by them earlier. And you need to defeat them to get out of the room. But more importantly, we're going to use these bomb flowers that can serve shoes. It's easy to forget these are up here.
Yeah, this doesn't come up terribly often, but it, well, good to remember in situations like this.
Absolutely. When you said earlier, I just want you for Shadow, I was like, what about the pots? I'm like, oh, there's bomb flowers in there.
Yep. Sorry, I had to DM somebody about something, so slightly distracted.
No, that's okay. You're just missing a really invigorating Shadow Temple, as they are always very exciting. And then Ecola is setting up here to run this hallway very quickly to avoid the fans. Gonna see him nut here, freezing the large Skulltula, and made it. Nice.
And Cola is picking up double defense and playing a Fona song from the roof. This does not spawn a Fona on the roof, thankfully. It would be funny if it did, though.
Good luck getting a Fona off the roof, though.
Oh, you'd have to ride her off the edge, I guess.
She's got legs of steel. It's fine. Oh, milk.
Neat.
I don't know if I drink milk found in Shadow Temple. I think that crosses a line for me.
Yeah, that might be a bit, yeah. A long shot is not logically... The only way in these settings that long shot can logically be required for Shadow is if you have no bows to blow up the statue at the back to get to Bongo. Because the alternative to that is to go get a Scarecrow and long shot over. This isn't logic, although it is a very rare case that comes up not very often too much, honestly, because bows usually show up as...
Three of them.
Yep, Ikola I think is going to have to redo HBA, because I'm pretty sure Dins is the second check, which it is. Oops.
Yeah, he was probably hoping that he wouldn't have to do this again, but he needs that 1500 score to get Dins.
Yep. You don't logically need bow for Bongo. You can hit the hands with a hook shot. It's a little... Or even sword slashes. It's a little stupid, but it does work.
Yeah, it's slow and bad, but it works.
Yeah. And for that, the invisible spikes room, like right next to the big pot that we were discussing a minute ago, you can backflip onto the chest in there to hookshot the target on the ceiling. You do not need long shot for that. And that is in default logic. Yeah, and also you can use bomb chews. There is a strat to set up the angle for using bomb chews to bomb chew the shadow at the back of Shadow. This is a trick. It is not in default logic, but you can do that too.
Mm-hmm.
And Koa does succeed at HBA second try, so we're good on that.
Oh, absolutely.
He's off to Water Temple, in case anyone's wondering where he's going.
He played it safe there. He did hit the targets on the way in, wasn't quite comfortable with his arrow count, what he had for score, so he waited to hit pots on the way back. But yeah, he's going to head out here to Valley. He's going to check what's behind the Megaton Hammer, check here, and just drop straight down and head into water. And yep, chat calling it out. Kola playing Sun Song here to grab 2 skulls up here before jumping down as well.
Important. One that is an important thing of a high-level Ocarina of Time randomizer playing is to be able to route skulls efficiently. 20 and 30 skulls aren't all that bad. You can generally get them on the way to things, unless it's something like your first bomb bag, in which case you might need to go a little bit harder because it locks the entire seed. But in a seed like this, where it's a hair of hover boots and you don't really need it for a whole lot of anything, you can just get skulls on the way like this.
Right. And that's 20 for Kola.
Like, you don't have to go out of your ways for the really silly skulls like the Lake Island Skull as Child, or Ranch Tree Skull, or the Ranch Night Skull in the back, which is a really bad one. Though it is Fear Zero, so it can be logically required if the seed's really bad.
Oh, yeah.
But in this seed, we can skip all those really awful skulls and just get the easy ones.
Yeah, these settings have nothing on 40 or 50, and no one ever plays with a 100 skull reward. So we're only really concerned up to 30 anyways, so even if it got nasty, 30's not too bad to reach.
Yep.
And Ikola with the quick kill on Bongo Bongo. Nice work there. And Kola going straight into water. Kola's just going to be... I don't think Kola's going to full clear water. With the keys involved in water, there's not actually a lot of checks in water to do. And water can be kind of slow, and also we're still missing Song of Time, so we can't even do the left-turn part of the temple past Dark Link. So I think
we know River Chest is a Goron tunic, so we don't care.
Yeah. So Cole's going to go down here, and he's going to do some easily accessible checks, try and find a boss key so we can go over to Morpha. Hopefully avoid lowering the water level.
Yep.
Not a key, but a big chest.
Okay, well, we'll open it, I suppose, to find blue fire arrows. Funny game.
Thematically appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to be useful this seed, unfortunately.
Where's Ikola going?
Ikola is going to go take Wind to go back to GTG and check the back for back push block.
Actually, that's not a bad idea, yeah, since he's here. Because that's like, yeah, because he doesn't, he knows his mirror shield is, he knows that his hammer's in market, but he has no idea, but he thinks it might be on bowling, so he's going to be playing a little safe and grab these checks, which makes sense.
Yeah, and he's also still looking for iron boots or gold scale to get into water. So
True,
this is
because he
four
doesn't
quick
know that
checks.
iron boots are free in spirit temples, so...
No, he's not even grabbing the key because he knows he doesn't need to do anything left in the maze. And he's just going to leave immediately from here, I think.
Yep. I think the
he's gonna
toilet
go...
is likely a key, by the way, because we're still missing 3 of the things.
Yeah, the keys were pretty backloaded.
Yeah. Water temple, not an immediate boss key here. Although there is a second key here on cracked wall. No immediate boss key for water. I am? Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, chat saying E. coli forgot to pick up Mirror Shield, and I'm like, well, it might just be that he's going to use Wind here and come back later once he picks it up. He's trying to probably avoid age changing for as long as possible.
He's gonna be he's gonna find his irons here at least, which will help with his decision making of it.
Yeah.
And Water Temple for Cola. Water Temple technically is pretty straightforward as key logic goes. Either you need all your keys or you don't need any of them, and you just need whatever it is you need to physically get to that check. Is how I like to describe most of Water Temple logic, is just, can you get there physically? Yes? Great. It's in logic, unless you need all 5 keys, which there are 3 specific checks that require all the keys, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Call it with the safety save. Yep. Or you might be scumming keys there.
Yeah, he's gonna do that for Darklink River. Or just Darklink, because we don't need River Chest. Right. How many skills is Kola at? 20?
He's at exactly 20. He just hasn't gone and picked up his boots yet.
No, I was gonna say, if he's still missing one, this could also be a free skill to grab.
And let's see what's back here on Boss Key Chest.
It is... nothing.
Tiny. Yeah, so Cole's going to get those 2 keys back and use them elsewhere.
Yep.
Getting out of that location is really slow anyways, so just taking a nice little trip back to the beginning of the temple is a welcome shortcut. As Star stated earlier, we already know from a hint that the river chest is Goron tunic, so we're not too concerned about it.
Yep.
Dragon chest could be something.
Could be. We don't have Song of Time, and the river chest is dead anyhow, so we're just going to go the other way to it if needed.
And there's what we're looking for. There is the boss key.
Never mind. And there's the choose for E. Cola. He's going to be happy to see that. Because that has just permanently solved his explosive problem for the rest of this seed. I don't think we're ever going to see our bomb bag, honestly.
No, so far, the season's qualifiers are who needs bomb bags?
Pretty much. Where is that bomb bag anyway? I'm thinking about because since we don't have much else to talk about, where is our logical bomb bag at today? I don't think it actually unlocks much of anything, I'll be honest, this seed.
No. I mean, it locked our hook shots. Those were explosive locks, but we figured out that we could get a hammer. So, like, then you're like, okay, well, we don't even need bomb bags for that. Forest. Probably somewhere.
It could be anywhere in Forest. Yep.
Yeah, like anywhere in Forest. I was like, "What's check dense?" And we're not going. The joke would be Jabu Jabu, or we didn't even go in Zora's Domain, or Fountain, or
Fountain's foolish, but yeah, Ice.
Yeah, Fountain's foolish, but Ice.
And because we have a scale for getting there as child, so.
Yeah, so there's a lot of we didn't see the seed.
Yep. Yeah, so, this is a jet seed. This will sub 2. I don't know by how much. This water temple key out was moderately lousy, although could have been worse.
Yeah.
It kind of depends on how fast you rush central bow target. But Water Temple Keylight wasn't utter trash. There's a Boss Keeper Spirit.
All the way behind Iron Knuckle. And Gola getting Morpha in the door jam for the quick kill. Very good.
Yeah. Where was... Oh, Boomerang was on Bongo, thank you. I was wondering where that was.
Oh, yeah.
Funny game. There's a Boss Keeper again for Ecola. And Small Key on Morpha. Yeah... So yeah, I'm wondering what our first finish time will be. It basically depends on how bad is this Flare Temple key layout.
Yeah.
It will sub 2, I'm fairly sure. I don't... Even if Fire Temple ball... Is that strength 3 on
I think that's strength 3. And Cole's going to grab it for safety because he does not have Serenade, so getting back here would be painful.
Yep. Ecola doing big pose for his market path, which makes sense. And custom cosmetics are on, that's why Cola looks like he has silver-colored gauntlets, even though he has all 3 of them. That's just Cola's cosmetic settings.
I think Netherion playing Falco yesterday would probably confuse people more.
Cola almost went into Shadow Temple and remembered, wait, I need my hover boots first.
Yeah. Here's Ecola chasing that market hint, by the way. Gonna check Big Poe here.
Yep. I think now that he has irons, he has solved his bomb bag, his explosive problem aside from bowling. He's gonna go and see if it's not just bowling and if it's not just charge chess game and just beat the game after that. Because now that he knows, he's not gonna. He doesn't. He's been putting off Child Market because he's worrying about the risk of bowling, but at this point I would just go there. Or not.
No, looks like he's going to go back to Epona, and then this might be a play for
he's getting
Water
lights.
Temple? Oh, grabbing lights, yeah.
Which, that's fine. He needs to do it at some point, so he might as well do it while he's here.
Oh, absolutely.
Cola's off to Shadow.
And we know Cola's going to have to do all of Shadow, as the last small key was all the way at back Shadow behind the Floor Master, so. And there are light arrows.
And yeah, Ecola could do water right now if he wants, just nothing particular stopping him from it.
Yeah, I think that's a smart thing to do right now anyways. He has Epona right here. He knows he doesn't have Serenade, so getting down to Lake would be slow regardless. Let's see where he's going to head, though.
Yeah, he doesn't have Serenade, and wherever it is, it's not fast to get, so not worth waiting on it.
No. Yeah, he's heading down to Lake here, so we're going to see Ecola go into Water Temple.
I just hope he doesn't come back in for the other items, because that would be a time sink for him.
Right.
Like, I think Cola does have a bit of a lead, although they're still fairly close right now, but if Ecola spends ages in water digging out the last item or two, that could lose him a lot of time.
Yeah, there are multiple ways to route Water Temple. The way that Cola did, it's a pretty common way when you're going to be like, alright, I'm just doing the whole thing. Ecola, though, might play more aggressively and play for that central bow target. I have seen runners route that in sooner rather than later, so we'll see what Ecola does here. Cola is ahead, but as we brought up earlier, Cola doesn't know where light arrows are, so Cola's likely going to head up to Ganondorf, get the hint, drop wind, or just save. No, you have to drop wind, and then head out, pick up light arrows.
Be too bad, but it is non-zero amount of time spent doing it.
No. Yeah. So that'll give Ecola some opportunity to come catch up.
Yeah. But yeah, I do feel like Ecola should hopefully please go back, child, after this to go pick up Mirror Shield and find out his hammer is not, in fact, on bowling. I get wanting to put it off, hoping to track down that bomb bag wherever it's gone off to, between the fact he was low on shoes and that it was a high chance of being on bowling, but at this point I would be... You at some point have to decide, my bomb bag really has got to be someplace stupid. Let's see if let's see if I need it at all. I don't know, it's a little tricky, because you're not really going child very much this seed at this point anyway, so it's just when do you make that call?
Yeah. And at chat's points, E. Cola has not picked up Bolero. So
yeah, that's true.
That's
He
also
doesn't
a
have
long
Bolero,
walk.
and he doesn't have Minuet either, so he has to go reclimb DMT, which is slow. Yeah, I feel like that's one thing that's really kind of caught E. Cola out a bit this seed, honestly, is not having that time of day for Ranch. And not getting Bolero, so he ended up in GTG early because that was faster to get to than heading up DMT, and not having ZL for Saria is just kind of a lot of things snowballed a bit here.
Yeah, and Ranch isn't necessarily dense with checks, and with the songs E. Cola already has, he can see Ranch and go, well, that might just be Minuet, and I don't need that, so.
Absolutely. At this point, it would lose him to the time to get it.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of getting those song checks out of the way as soon as possible, but some runners, especially those at the higher skill levels, go, well, there's not a lot of checks there, and I don't probably need that song at this point, so I'm not going to do it now, especially to your Stars point. E. Cola didn't have time of day and didn't have Sun songs at that point, and going back there as child just to do that, not very fast.
No. Not very fast, and at that point he had a bunch of adult dungeons to go look at, so he decided to prioritize that instead, which made sense.
Yeah.
Turned out to be a time sink, but, well, that's how random goes sometimes.
Calculated risks. Oh, nice peek. Got to see that chest before opening the door all the way. So E. Cola ended up taking a very similar route here to Cola. So it's unfortunately going to put that boss key just a little bit later. Not going to really make up any time here in water. So this is only the first qualifier or second qualifier of SGL. We still have a lot more qualifiers left. The next qualifier is on Tuesday, July 29th, so this upcoming Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern.
You can check out more information here. The schedule is here in the chat. No, okay, that's general one, SGL 251. There's the full link. And if you would like more information on the OOTR tournament specifically, I suggest that you join. We have a separate server, separate from the one that the bot linked. This is there is a general SGL server for the all SGL tournaments. So we have a separate one specifically for SGL OOTR because we're so big that it's just easier to have a separate server for the entire thing. So it's just joining that server, and that will give you all the information. Like, you can get pings for when qualifiers happen and everything else. And if you'd like to join us on the commentary tracking team to help out for restreams, we'd be happy to have you. We are always on the lookout for new people. It's not possible to get these restreams on without volunteers. So, which, speaking of things, please shout out to both our runners, E. Cola and Cola, as well as thank you to Burrito for joining me on the commentary, to Baseball and Shanna for doing the tracking. And also thank you to Mara for helping us with the setup today.
Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. It's going to be a very exciting season. As Star was talking about, this tournament's very big. There's a lot of runners in it. Just the qualifier today has 42 entrants. Yesterday there was 28 or something?
29.
29? Yeah, that was close. So we already have a lot of interest. And again, there's plenty more qualifiers that are upcoming. How many qualifiers do people need to complete, Star?
Just total qualifiers in total, you need a minimum of 3 to qualify. You can do up to 6. The top 3 scores are counted. Or sorry, it's a minimum of 3. You can do up to 6, and then the worst one is dropped when taking the average of points. The skill level is very high. Basically, we take the average of the top. Well, for qualifiers under 20 entrants, the 4 scores are averaged to calculate points. For qualifiers over 20 entrants, like this one and yesterday's, it's top 5 that's used. And then your possible score, it ranges from 10 points to 110. Last year, the skill threshold is very, very high for this tournament. Last year's lowest seed in brackets had an 89 point, I think, 1-2 average score.
Wow. That's been a pretty similar theme, though, as the standard tournament that happened back in October, which is a different tournament format that was had on Zelda Speedruns. That tournament also had a very tight qualifier. The scores were... It was a different scoring system, so it's not one-to-one here, but...
it's pretty similar idea.
It was pretty similar, but like it was extremely competitive. Like it was a top 32, and even then, getting a top 32 was hard. There was over 200 people ended up participating in qualifiers, and I think like 150 of them had enough matches to actually be rated for qualifying or something. I forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was intense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do it slightly differently, but the formula slightly differently is a little bit different, but it's the same concept essentially. But yeah, you needed an average score of 92.5 essentially when doing a conversion to qualify for top 32 for the S8 this year.
Oh, that's better than my grade point average. Good timing.
Yeah, you need to be an A student to not A minus, A student.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't straight A's. I was like a bunch of A's, then a B plus. I never qualified.
Yeah, you need to be a straight A student essentially. Yeah, so very, very competitive.
Mm-hmm. All right, this is great. Ecola did Richard, and now is doing treasure chest minigame, and will find his hammer here, and then he will stop sweating that bomb bag if he was sweating about it.
He had, I think he was a bit. That's why he was doing all those extra checks. But he now is going to be like, okay, phew.
Mm-hmm. And for anyone who's confused, why is somebody posting a bunch of L's and R's in a chat? Is that they're guessing which sides the keys are on. It's a little mini game the community likes to play. So far we have like what was it? Right, left, right. I don't even pay attention.
We have
too much going on to count. Yeah. I gotta regale everybody about how my science professor gave me a B because she didn't like me. Here's Bongo Bongo. Speaking of B's, he's a straight B student with 2 B's in his name. And let's see if we can get the quick kill here that Ecola got earlier. Not getting a nice pattern on the hands, but gets both of them. And here he comes. Say no to the hug and poke his eye out. Nice quick kill for Cola. Interestingly, Ecola is saving and quitting to go back to Kokiri Forest. Got Saria, so this is from here. Alright. I saw Ecola go into Composer's Grave, but then I was like, yeah, I saw this. And then I logged it and forgot it. And then I don't think there's anything else Ecola has to do as child. This will be straight back to adult, and Ecola will be in effectively go mode.
Yeah, well, he's going to be in full go mode at that point. Unlike Cola, he has his lights.
That's true.
So Ecola's going to be a finishing Spirit Temple and reclimbing DMT behind Cola. So, like, 10-ish minutes different? 10-ish minutes? Not, yeah, probably less than 10-minute difference, I think, on that one, which is both not a lot and actually a decent bit because this is a Jet Seed.
Right.
10 minutes relative to what is going to be a sub 2 seed is a fair bit more compared to 10 minutes on a 2.5 hour seed.
And when these seeds are so fast, we also have to. I was like, didn't know what it was.
That's what that was.
Getting Stone of Agony for the fans. You also have to wonder when you're in a jet seat like this, how's it going for your competitors? Because we're just watching 2 perspectives out of 42. Somebody could be on a really good routing and pace right now.
Oh, absolutely. This is on a 15-minute delay. I am checking race time as the admin in charge of this qualifier. No spoilers, please, chat.
Yeah. No spoilers.
We will announce finishes when they come in on the delay.
All right.
Again, this will sub 2. It's just a matter of how far, because we don't know where the Fire Boss key's at.
Right. Well, hopefully we're going to find out soon here as we have E-Cola finishing up Spirit Temple using the required shield portions here, and Cola going through fire right now.
Yep. Because, yeah, Cola has to... missed the chew for E-Cola. Gonna get some nuts out to save a bit of time here. But yeah, because Cola has half an hour here to beat. Even if he has to climb all of Fire Temple, it's not going to take him more than 15 minutes to clear Fire Temple here.
No. Especially since he's go mode, so he's not going to even be stretching for extra checks. He's just going to be looking for whatever necessary keys he needs to progress until he finds that boss key, and then he's out of here.
Yeah. Absolutely, because even if lights are in here, he'll get it, and it's not worth climbing all of Fire Temple for that possible slim chance it's in lights are here. Because for all he knows, lights are on Phantom Ganon, and he's wasting his time.
Yeah.
That is not the case, but he doesn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, as chat's pointing out, it is a little bit of a stink to go back to Hyrule Field, but honestly, not the worst. that's a pretty easy. Oh, okay, my lights are just in a hole. All right, I'll grab them.
No big deal, especially because we've got opponents to just ride around. Actually, Ikola did more of Spirit than I thought, so this is a pretty fast Spirit for him.
Yeah, he just skipped the checks that required Mirror Shield, and he was like, oh, okay, well, I don't need whatever's behind there because I have the keys, so he just went up as far as he could without absolutely requiring Mirror Shield to progress, which is into the boss chamber, which he's near now.
Yeah, so I think actually the difference between the two runners is probably closer to 5 minutes than 10, honestly.
Yeah, so we didn't talk about it earlier, but in these settings, these runners start with a few items. That includes Pharaoh's Wind, which since, we found magic not too far into the seed, E-Cole's been putting that to good use with that GTG drop earlier and then here in Spirit. So when E-Cole went in without Mirror Shield earlier, I wasn't too worried about it because I'm like, well, E-Cole's just going to drop Wind and it'll be fine. I don't think Ganondorf shuffled all the items. I think chat that would be a little bit beyond his pay grade. He just checks the spoiler log for us. Right, Ikola had a good first phase there on Twin Rover and is going into second phase, and Cola's going to check this bombable wall. If Cola doesn't find anything in here, it's time to climb. Oh, we're climbing. Checking the entry, the bottom loop of Fire Temple in these entry rooms is not bad. It's very quick. Fire Temple starts eating up your time once you have to go past this next room with the fire block elevator.
Yeah.
Good kill for E-Cola there. And E-Cola is going to head straight to fire after this.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have to take the slow road, but we'll get there.
Yep. Yeah, I think the time spent reclimbing DMT from the Bolero, from the Nocturne Warp Pad is what's going to be fastest. I think that's probably not too dissimilar to how long it's going to take Koa to go get lights, basically.
Yeah.
So this will be really good. So it's only going to be a couple of minutes because Koa's not been in here for all that long.
Yeah, and so there's the Fire Boss key and shortcut here for Cola. So Cola's just going to go up and go down on that shortcut as soon as possible. But to your
It's
point,
honestly
Star,
not bad.
no, that's an okay spot. E. Cola doesn't have much opportunity to make up time here, unfortunately, on Cola.
Oh, but that kind of figures. Not all that bad time-wise. A couple minutes behind is not so bad. Even though this is a ludicrous jet seed, sub 2 hours is always very nice in these settings.
No.
And the discussion, sorry, I'm just thinking, the light arrow discussion, by the way, is just in chat. It's reminding me. My absolute favorite Ganondorf hint for where light arrows are is, you'll never beat me without those arrows from those pots over there.
Right, in pot sanity.
Yes, because there is an option in the randomizer to shuffle all the pots in the game, and that includes the pots in Ganondorf's room, which can in fact have your light arrows. And when light arrows are in those pots, Ganondorf specifically says those pots over there.
That's a good line.
One of my favorite text boxes in the game.
Yeah, so E-Cola is halfway up this climb, and Cola is just making it around. Gonna grab this key to progress. And with double defense as well, I don't see E-Cola taking an unintentional death, neither Cola. Volvagia can hit hard and be a bit of a troll, but our runners are going to have a lot of time to fight her with this many hearts. And these runners are practiced at defeating the boss of Fire Temple. They can do it with 5 hearts. So I'm not too worried about them.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on race time because I think it may not be all that much of a spoiler to say that we're in real time at an hour 53. Things are happening.
Oh, I mean, no. I mean, don't tempt people, but it's good to know, and that's all right. I know you're an admin.
I mean, we are about to get the fire boss key in the next minute or two, and
oh yeah.
And
Once
it's going to take. I don't think it's a spoiler to say Kula's going to be done within 15 minutes at this point.
Oh no, absolutely. It's only going to take him like 2 to 3 minutes for Volvagia, because he's going to use those chews to speed this up, and then just has to climb Ganon's tower.
I can't say exactly how much because I know exactly how much, but yeah, it's less than 15 minutes, so I do know Kula's actual finish time.
Less than 40 seconds for Volv. Yeah, sorry, I'm just holding them to my standards, which is where I run in with 2 fairies just in case.
I did stick some spoiler messages in the race commentary Discord.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, this will be a really fast Volvagia fight for Kula.
And E-Cola is just starting Fire Temple now. It's going to have to go up to the Fire Temple shortcut to find that boss key, but it's going to be hitting every check on the way there because he needs those keys to get up there anyways. And Cola using those bomb chews for full effect here on Volvagia. Alright. Whoop. Did a spin there. That's alright. Just missed it. Gonna have to wait for her to come back out. She's gonna do a fly around, so Cola's just gonna hang out by the edge.
Not too bad. Not too big a deal here.
No, he doesn't want to push her damage any further because he wants to be able to kill her quickly here. And if you push her damage a little bit further, then she's going to spend more time flying and dropping those boulders, and you don't want her to do that.
So we're confused how the bomb chew strat works. There's 2 hitboxes on Volvagia. There's the one that flies around and the one that you play whack-a-mole with. The one you play whack-a-mole with The one you play whack-a-mole, the one that flies around, it hides the hitbox for that one stays in the hole where it last flew into while you play whack-a-mole, so you can hit that with bombs and speed up the fight quite a bit. Pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't even. I think that was like an arrow or something on the boss.
Wasn't that's the.
Yeah. Oh no, not the important arrow. Just a refill.
Yeah.
What if you constantly downstab and jackhammer Volvagia? Obsidian's a tough. I was gonna say obsidian is a tough material. I don't think we can get through the floor. And there's our boss key for Cola. You do have to return to the Temple of Time to pick up that boss key. It won't just appear in your pocket.
It is not an airmail boss key now. There are some settings where it will literally airmail to you, and you just you get your last medallion. You get your medallion stone or token, heart container, whatever it is that gives you a run condition. Because there's actually quite a few things that can do that. OTR has many varied settings. You can shuffle just nearly anything in the randomizer nowadays. But yeah, there are some settings where if you get your last boss key, your last assignment boss key, medallion, token, heart container, whatever it is, you will suddenly Link will just stop and hold the Gan's Castle boss key over his head. It's pretty funny.
Colo's showing us some windmills there. Very nice. Don't cut yourself. And we do not need to do trials in these settings. Sorry, Trials fans. We're going straight up.
Yep.
Now, in this seed, there was nothing in the trials that we needed, but there could be seeds where items are in trials, such as the Shadow trial that we saw in for earlier, or more often they end up in Light trial behind Strength 3. Yeah, the randomizer has had a lot of work on it over the years, not just with adding new features, but good bug fixes and quality of life, just like what's being mentioned in chat. And one of those quality of life features we saw earlier, we didn't point it out, in Shadow Temple, because it happens so fast, the boat's fast when you play Zelda's Lullaby. It goes to the back very quickly. Yeah. So, another one of those fun settings.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, E-Cola almost at the shortcut here. And Cola taking out the 2 Iron Knuckles very quickly. Good job. And it's going to move on and get the hint from Ganondorf here, but not before setting wind. Because we don't know, he doesn't know where that light arrows are, and sometimes you got to go really out of your way for them. And E-Cola was hoping to pull a key out of the firewall chest in there, but know how to go back and get this one.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of the Iron Knuckles and Gaines Towers referred to as husbands. I've heard salt and pepper, and I've heard some other things.
Yeah. Yeah, in general, OTR has a lot of nicknames for all kinds of things because it's been around so long that there's a lot of community in jokes.
Yeah. They do look fresh, though.
Has now found out that his lights are in field.
And Cole's already checked everything in field except for the Tektite Grotto, so that narrows it down for him very quickly. And Nicolo's got the boss key. That one Goro not looking too hot, though. And is going to save quit. Head back down and take on the boss while Cola is heading out to Hyrule Field right now. So this is where we're going to start seeing where the time difference comes up from E-Cola finding those light arrows a little bit earlier. So we'll see how close these get. Cola will maintain a lead here, though.
Yeah.
When you have these jet seeds, there's not much opportunity in the late game to make up for time, especially with runners like these two who are top of the game here. They rarely make any significant execution errors. So it's hard to make up time on a lot of these situations.
Yeah.
Cola with the light
And
arrows
there's
now.
lights for Cola. I should also mention, since it's the lace caught up, we did have our first place finisher, Rock Chalk, in 1:45.16.
That's a Rock Shock, another very strong runner.
Yeah, very, very nice finish time. And we're going to see a bunch more, because there's a lot of very strong runners in this race. I mean, we can see how, both our runners, despite taking somewhat different routes, are going to end up being very close. I think the big thing that could get people stuck is probably going Forest Temple, because it was available very early and completely unrequired.
Yeah, I can see somebody getting baited, but most runners don't enjoy going to Forest Temple when they don't have to. So if anyone went Forest, I could see them maybe doing courtyard checks, but progressing beyond that, unlikely.
Yeah, Ice Cavern might catch a few people out, perhaps, maybe.
Yeah, trying to rush the song and hoping that it's the one they need. But the hints were very useful this seed overall, like you mentioned. Sure, we had some dud hints, but overall, those were actually helpful. So we had a lot of actionable information. All right, get high. Cole's going to fight Gandorf. And Ecole will be there soon.
Yep. I will be curious if someone, I'm sure we're going to see some people trickle into chat as we catch up on delay here and people finish up. So I'm curious if anyone ever did find a bomb bag.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the question going forward for a while. But Cola did get the quick kill on Ganondorf. Very nice. Going to be starting Gan here. Everyone get hype. Ecola heading into
Question
Gan's
from
tower.
chat, why we use a bottle on Ganondorf? Because for some reason, it's a bit of a running gag in the series, really, I guess, at this point. You can use the bottle to hit Ganon's balls of light back. And because the bottle actually has a really big hitbox, it's actually pretty efficient to use that bottle.
Yeah, it's fast and easier than using your sword.
And hey Nath, GG's in chat, by the way. Spoilers, but Nath is has finished this seed as well. And Nath did not find a bomb bag. Not terribly surprised. Wherever the bomb bag is, I'm thinking it's in Forest Temple. I don't think anyone who subs it finds that.
No. Again, though, we still had a lot of other areas to check too if it wasn't enforced. We had basically anywhere the Zora go. So, and ice.
Nobody did Lake, come to think of it. Like anything in Lake aside from Shoot the Sun. I guess we did a couple checks. Yeah, we did. We never did Adult Lake. Never mind. Yeah, we did do child fishing. We never saw Adult Lake, Lab Dive, Lab Roof, Adult Fishing.
Yeah.
Domain, maybe. Yeah.
Fire arrows were in letter spot. That's true. That was very helpful for Cola because he didn't get Dins as early as E-Cola did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Nath. Market's Path to Volvic kind of helped E-Cola out actually, but the hint was on Metagoron. We don't know where the other copy's at.
Yeah, so the hint was out of the way.
Yeah.
E-Cola ended up in Goron City because E-Cola did not get Bolero from Ranch since he didn't have time of day for it, so he opened up Goron City for movement reasons, and while he was there, he just checked Mini-Goron. Yeah.
And there we go. GG's to Cola, who is second place, 150.06.
That's a very respectable time. Lots of sub 2 hours, I'm gonna guess, in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of sub 2s. I will not be reading all of them off because otherwise I'd be doing basically nothing else but that. But
I do want to give a shout out to Jimbo, finishing third with 150.34, so not even 30 seconds behind Cola.
Yep, and Exodus rolling in just after that. Oh, technically slightly ahead, but 150.54 as we are joined by Kola in for an interview. GG.
Yo, GG.
So, what do you think of this seed? Pretty fast, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty fast. There were a couple lucky breaks that I had throughout the seed. For once.
Yeah, we were commenting on the really good chew luck. I guess we just don't need bomb bags anymore.
That's the one thing for sure. Like, I didn't ever find any bomb bag at all, so that could be anywhere, basically.
I don't think anyone who sub-2s this seed is likely going to find one, because I don't think there's a bomb bag anywhere remotely convenient.
I don't know, the one thing that I could see is if you do GTG while you pass
Nicola
through.
did it.
Okay,
Nicola
well.
did it, no bomb bag in there. My guess is it's probably forest or ice, and, well...
Yeah, that's pretty out of the way. I don't think you go there.
No.
Yeah.
What do you feel like you did pretty strong this seed, Kola? There's some new people in the chat who aren't as familiar with randomizers, so what do you think you did really strong as an example of this seed?
I think the biggest thing this seed was like getting the hammer from the chess minigame. That was really lucky, to be honest, because when I read the 20 skull hint, it was pretty late that I read them. So then I just went to market and set up the time of day while getting the bugs. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, because Ecola ended up... Ecola had some time of day problems early this seed. One of the reasons he's kind of behind you is he stayed adult just slightly longer than you, I think, for adult 1, and then didn't have time of day for ranch, unfortunately, so never did get Bolero.
Oh, okay.
So his adult 2 turned into him playing Requiem to clear out the start to go to GTG in reverse because he didn't have a fast way back over to DMT area, basically. And kind of that slowed him down a fair bit. GTG was really useless. GTG had, I think I wrote down something in there, but there was a bobble on the right side, that's it.
Okay.
And then, was there anything that you felt like you can improve in this seed? From our perspective, you played great. I think you routed it really well.
The one thing that I could have saved up on is the part where after going to Cookie Forest as a kid, I went did field, valley, and lake and domain, right? And there was nothing there at all. That was just purely a waste of time. The main reason I went there was that there is a hinted scale. You could definitely ignore that and just move on. No.
Yeah, it made sense from a routing perspective, because even if it was a time sink. As we do have Ecola finishing up on Restream, we had the Jumbo Exodus and Nath. Ecola tied with Alexis, actually, for 7th, 8th place, 153-17 apiece. That was funny. But yeah, Ecola will not be joining us for an interview, but GG's to him as well here. Good finish time for him, despite being a little bit behind you. The seed was fairly straightforward. There weren't a lot of ways to get extremely lost in this one. Because
I think there is some ways that you can miss an item, especially like in chess minigame. The hammer is a problem if you miss that.
Ecola got fortunate that there was a hint for Market to Volve on Metagoron.
Oh, there was one? Because I didn't have one.
Yeah, because he never got Bolero, so he went through Goron City and got the Metagoron hint on the way.
Oh, okay. There was one on Medigoron. Yeah, I never even entered Goron City, I believe, because it's foolish. So
no reason to, yeah.
We didn't see Zora's River. We didn't see anything with Zora in the name today on Restream, which this seed just kind of led you away from those areas the entire time. So I'm not shocked, but for all I know, Bomb Bag is hanging out.
I did do child domain after Lake, so that's one of the parts.
Oh yes, speaking of domain areas, according to chat, apparently our first bomb bag is on King Zora.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And Spirit Trial 2 had another one.
Oh yeah, that's not the first one. Surely not.
Were you in the qualifier yesterday, Kola?
Yeah, I got utterly owned in that one.
Yeah, that was a lot trickier. It's still missing bomb bag for a long time, but that ended up being the inverse of this seed, where this was definitely a quick one, and the other one was not so quick. So are you planning to do your 6 qualifiers, or you're just going to do as many as you can? As we know, 3 are required.
So I'm probably gonna play like nearly every single one, so.
Nice.
It'll be good to have you. You've got a good starting score here. You've got a good early score here for this Cola. Full calculation for the points will come out once everyone is done, but and I think the qualifier spreadsheet's being a little funny with me.
Yeah. But that was an exciting race. It was close for a long time. Yeah, just slightly different routing and some unfortunate time for day for E-Cola, but we know E-Cola is a very strong participant, and he'll come back swinging in the next one. Yeah, absolutely. We were educating Shat at the beginning of the restream of both of your storied history and looking at the amount of runs you have. And it's like, yeah, both these runners have put up hundreds of matches and will be top competitors for SGL this year.
Oh, for sure, I'm sure E-Cola is gonna secure a spot without any problem.
Yeah. Anything else you want to bring up, Star?
Not particularly. I think I'm just about out of questions. I realize that I need to go fix the qualifier standing spreadsheet again. Whoops. There's always a few things that break when we copy it from last year, but anyway.
That's okay. We didn't have any like weird bomb bag logic for Spirit Temple keys today, so this seed was a little bit more straightforward. So it's okay to have fewer questions. It was nice to have a polite seed after such a rude seed yesterday.
Yeah, this was definitely a fairly decent one. But yeah, GG's though, Cola, and good luck on your future quals.
All right. Well, as a reminder, we do have another qualifier number 3 coming up on Tuesday, July 29th at 3 p.m. Eastern. And I'll make sure to check out the schedule for all the other ones because there's going to be a lot.
I guess to close out here, give our runners a follow here, E-Cola and Cola. Thank you to Burrito for joining me on the commentary, and to Baseball and Shinak for doing our tracking. As mentioned, our next qualifier will be this Tuesday, so we hope to see you all then, and until then, have a good afternoon, evening, everyone. Take care.